Stand by for a moment because there's something else that's developing right now. We've been reporting that massive rescue effort underway in Texas and Oklahoma. They're facing deadly flooding. Take a look at these pictures from Houston right now. A lot of the city underwater. The death toll for the region continuing to rise. It stands at 9 right now. Another 12 people are missing. We're joined on the phone by the Texas Governor, Greg Abbott. Governor, thanks very much for joining us. I know this is an awful situation. Give us an update, first of all, on the number of people still missing, stranded.
Well, first, our hearts go out to people across the state of Texas. You mentioned Houston, which is underwater right now, but remember, I toured Texas ranging from Wichita Falls down to Wimberley, which is in central Texas, yesterday, where we had this massive tsunami-type flooding that took place in the Blanco River. We still have countless people who are missing. Unfortunately, we have people who have passed away. It's premature to put a number on or count on the number of people we've lost so far, but we're still involved in the rescue component or phase of this process. We will continue that, and then we will begin the rebuilding process.
Do you have, Governor, the resources you need, or do you need National Guard personnel? Do you need the federal government to help you?
Wolf, we've had incredible support at the local level, at the city, county level. The state has deployed our National Guard and our state troops to help in the rescue missions. I did receive a phone call from the president earlier today offering the support of the federal government. The president expressed his sincere sorrow about those who have lost their lives, but also the full commitment of the federal government to help us be able to address the challenges we are facing.
What's your biggest concern, Governor, right now?
The biggest concern, obviously, is the loss of life. We also have concern that we're going to have ongoing rains during the remainder of this week. We need to make sure that every single person in Texas who is listening to this right now understands that if their local officials say, get out of the way, evacuate because of rising water, that people heed that advice. We need to make sure we lose no more lives. The water is rising very rapidly in certain regions, and people need to understand the power of this water, and it can wipe you away very quickly. So stay out of harm's way, stay out of the water, let the water recede, and then you can rebuild your lives.
Houston, correct me if I'm wrong, Governor, is the 4th largest city in the United States. Has Houston seen anything like this in recent years?
We saw something almost precisely like this with Tropical Storm Allison back in around the 2001 time frame, where Houston was underwater almost in this exact same way. Houston, being on the Gulf Coast, has received wars like this on occasion, and of course, as hurricanes have passed through there. So this is something that is not new to Houston. Houstonians are accustomed to dealing with this periodically, and we will survive this challenge again.
When you say, Governor, that Houston is underwater, Houston is a large area geographically. What would you say? What percentage of the city is underwater right now?
It's important you understand when it says underwater that it's not like New Orleans faced during Katrina. The way Houston exists geographically is there are bayous throughout town, and those bayous during heavy downpours like what we just had, those bayous overflow. And so the regions of the part of town that are underwater are the regions that are near those bayous. There are certain parts of town where it's completely dry and people have no view of what is existing in other parts of town. But there are areas of town that are near the bayous that are completely underwater. Houses, cars, businesses, but the water will quickly recede, and people will get back to the business of rebuilding their lives.
I'm sure they will, Governor, but if people are told to evacuate immediately, how do they know where to go?
Well, the first thing you do is get as far away from the water as you can go. There are multiple areas where people will be able to locate to. The Red Cross, as well as other agencies in the greater Houston area, are there to help. We are going to have a press conference at 4 o'clock today where we will be providing more detailed information about where people can go, where they can evacuate to. But the main thing, Wolf, is that people do not drive your cars into rising water. We've seen that all too often, not just in Houston, but in other parts of the state of Texas. People think they can drive their vehicles through the water. That cannot be done. So many cars have been stalled and lost, and people have lost their lives because of doing that. Whenever you encounter rising water or high water, don't go through it. Go back, go around it, wait it out, but please evacuate and get away from water as you see it rising.
Important and excellent advice. Governor, good luck to you. Good luck to all the people of Texas right now, and Oklahoma for that matter. We're going to stay on top of this story. It's a disaster that's unfolding right now. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf.
And to our viewers, if you'd like to help those affected by this severe weather in Texas and Oklahoma, you can go to cnn.com/impact, and you will be able to impact your world. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.